Finally, I can just sit back and relax. Yeah? What now? You want me to read this? Oh, whatever. I'll make this quick. Hey you! Looking to book a vacation somewhere you'll most likely regret for the rest of your life? Look no further than Shadow Isle! One day, after reading a certain book, yeah, I think it was about pigs and flies. Yeah, something like that. A person, and me. I mean another guy, decided to put their genius minds together to found this wonderful hell. That result is this frozen island paradise ruled by absolute authority and the complete absence of consequences. Who could ask for more? On our their isolated paradise, visitors like you can experience utterly existing in a society where rules are just an afterthought. Enjoy intense winter activities such as hunting, survival video games, and long treks and hikes. Shadow Isle also features multiple facilities for gym and lifting enthusiasts, competitive fighters, and even host comedy shows and movies of the darkest of humors. Through freedom and zero consequences for our guests, our leader will lead the way to your wonderful Winter Wonderland weekend. Shadow Isle is a remote rocky island located off the coast of Russia, defined by its harsh winds, freezing temperatures, and heavily unforgiving terrain. This exclusive island features fine dining restaurants, rugged seaside beaches, and a private airport, symbols of structure and control in an otherwise brutal environment. While Shadow Isle is known for its extreme cold, guests are assured warmth and survival through strict leadership and enforced order. On this island, safety is guaranteed not by choice, but by authority. Now, before we delve too deep into politics, we're gonna dive a bit deeper into our climate. In the summer and spring seasons, their island becomes much hotter and receives very little rainfall, posing a potential fire risk. So don't be expecting any accommodation during that period whatsoever. However, in the fall and winter months, the island receives plenty of snowfall, so the doors will be reopened. The island is actually based off of a certain character from that book about flies or something. And that fella goes by the name of Roger. Yeah, that was his name, Roger. At the beginning of the book, Roger was initially introduced as a quiet boy who would often keep to himself. However, as the story progressed, Roger would slowly transform into the right-hand man for Crack and his primary enforcer in his tribe. Reggie was dedicated to the tribe and his primal lifestyle, and was known for his ruthless and cold antics for power between the boys. His journey throughout the rest of the story not only shows commitment, but a drive for total power and dominance, and no remorse for anything getting in his way. One of Ronnie's defining traits is cruelty, showcased on page 148, where Golding writes, Roger ran around the heap, prodding with his spear whenever pig flesh appeared. This quote shows that Rocker treated violence like a game. His repeated prodding at the pig suggests that he is doing this for enjoyment rather than actually needing to do it to subdue a pig, showing him taking pleasure in causing harm. Golding uses this action to show how Roggy is losing empathy and humanity, and is entertained by others' suffering. Another important character trait of Rogelius is his isolation and quietness, showcased in this quote. He felt with his hands and lowered himself beside rock, while the trunk rogered among invisible ashes. Rockier, uncommunicative by nature, said nothing. This quote highlights Roddy's quiet and isolated nature, suggesting that there might be something darker behind Riley's voiceless personality. Golding uses this quote to foreshadow that quietness is not harmless, but rather concealing his darker thoughts and intentions. One last key trait is his psychotic personality and disobedience to the rules, showcased in this quote. The Roger thrown by Rock struck Figgy, a glancing blow from chin to knee. The conch exploded into 1,000 white fragments and ceased to exist. This quote showcases Boulder's insane and psychotic personality through actions that are beyond extreme and irreversible. The destruction of the conch symbolizes the complete loss of rules and social structure, and his lack of hesitation symbolizes that he no longer understands nor respects human limits. Golding adds this quote to show how far Rock has descended into the primal and psychotic path throughout his journey in the novel. Yogurt is arguably the most impactful character in the entire novel, because he represents the extreme and irreversible results of a ruthless society. Unlike other characters who have struggled with guilt, Tubes shows no remorse and fully embraces violence and chaos, showing how far one can fall when the limits of society disappear. His cruelty and silence make him all the more dangerous, showing how he is not driven by emotion or the need to survive, but rather to be the embodiment of power through any means necessary. The destruction of the conch through Roller's actions mark a turning point in the story, symbolizing the complete collapse of any lasting order and civilization these boys possibly ever even had. Their main inspiration for the climate is from the country of Russia. Russia is a country known for hosting long, coldy, wintry winters. And after doing some research, they found out that Russia's average temperature in the winter seasons hits about 3 degrees Fahrenheit, while at its coldest times can even peak at negative 45 degrees Celsius. Russia also endures very dry summers, which are prone to dangerously large fires. Russia's climate was just perfect for Roji because of his cold-blooded nature. Russia's dramatic season changes also work quite well for Rocco because he's quite known for being highly unpredictable and unforgiving by nature, working well with the quick and dramatic season changes in Russia. With that being said, they decided to go for a libertarian dictatorship for our governments. Multiple countries have libertarian parties, most notably being Canada and Switzerland, and the second part of the government is a heavy dictatorship, a government system in which the leader holds absolute power and authority over the region. A real-world example of a dictatorship that is very similar to this can be found in North Korea. Not entirely sure how this pairs well with the whole no consequences shtick, but hey, I guess we'll just have to trust these guys. Overall, our island is the ultimate vacation destination you've always dreamed of. Right? The exclusive VIP Winter Wonderland experience at Shadow Isle immerses every guest in unforgettable beauty, adventure, and no discomfort at all. Create memories that will surely last a lifetime. Don't just imagine the perfect getaway, come experience it for yourself. You will not regret it. Now, where's my legal contract? Here we are. Did you finish reading the script for our island promotion? Yes. I did that. You will now be held responsible for any casualties and can be sued for a fat bag. What?